Looking at where things are currently standing in Cape Town, more protesters are expected to descend on Cape Town's Clifton 4th beach this evening.
That's right. Now they're showing support for the beachgoers who were booted off by a private security company earlier in this week.
Now, our colleague Leigh-Anne Jansen is there and joins us now for the conversation. Leigh-Anne, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I mean, we were speaking a bit earlier on, you were saying that the protesters are yet to arrive at Clifton Beach. Let's talk a little bit about the mood.
Hi Faith, well it seems like business as usual on Clifton's 4th beach. There are bathers all over, suntanning, some in the ocean as well. The protest was supposed to start at 5 p.m. but as it stands, the bulk of the protesters are at the Camps Bay police station. They're laying charges of intimidation against the private security company PPA, and it's that group that was part of the beachgoers who were booted off the beach on Sunday, the 23rd of December. But if I could just move out of shot quickly, you could see a handful of protesters already gathering. They've been called or asked to wear white today, and you can see hashtag All God's Beaches for All God's People. That's the name of this protest here today. So when we see people wearing white today, we can safely assume that they are part of the protest action that is set to take place here on Clifton's 4th beach today.
Yesterday it was all about criticism around police doing something during that altercation that ensued between the residents as well as the protesters. Do we see clear police visibility at this stage? I mean, as the camera was panning, we saw people going on about their business as usual, but not much when it comes to police presence.
There's not much by way of police presence on Clifton's 4th beach today. As we came down the steps from the main road, there were some law enforcement officials. I also saw 2 PPA officials walking about, but none so far on the beach that I have seen. So it's unclear whether when the massive protesters actually make their way down to the beach, whether police will follow, but we'll have to wait and see in the next few minutes whether that is in fact the case.
And the irony of it all, I mean, it appeared as though, and some reports were suggesting that this was a racially motivated protest and that's why the sheep had to be slaughtered. But as the camera is panning and whilst you and I are having a conversation, there are people of all colors and creeds on that beach. Is the sentiment still the same, that indeed it was a racially motivated booting out? Or was it just a case of classes when residents wanted this private beach to be theirs or exclusively theirs?
Well, Clifton, as we know it, is known as an elite beach, but it is home to all races, all creeds, all religions, and as you can see, you just said that. So there are also some quarters saying that there were white people who were booted off the beach last Sunday as well, questioning why then this is a racial incident. But that's one of the questions I will pose to the leaders and the organizers of today's protest, who were part of the group who were booted off, to ask them whether or not there were people of all races who were booted off and why in fact now it is a racial issue. For now it's still as clear as mud, as I put it yesterday. We don't really know why people were put off the beach. We don't know who was put off the beach and whether they were in fact people of all races. But as we've been told from people here on Clifton, is that it was not only black and coloured people who were put off the beach last Sunday.
Well, and it's definitely a story we'll be following up on. Thanks a lot, and I know that we'll be crossing to you again. And just to get note in terms of some clarity, as you've mentioned, it's almost as clear as mud at this point. Leigh-Anne Jansen, they're out at Clifton Beach.